Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And welcome back to the channel that takes power gaming to the next level. Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Illusory Dragon from the Xanthar's Guide to Everything. This is a wizard spell. We're giving this a B+. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I have another video out. All right. Illusory Dragon is an 8th level spell. It has a casting time of 1 action, a range of 120 feet. It only uses a somatic component. It lasts for a minute, requires concentration. By gathering threads of shadow material from the Shadowfell, you create a huge shadowy dragon in an unoccupied space that you can see within range, which is 120 feet. The illusion lasts for the spell's duration and occupies its space as if it were a creature. It is huge size because the H in huge is capitalized. So when the illusion appears, any of your enemies that can see it being the dragon, must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. We like wisdom saving throws. That's a good one. Or become frightened for 1 minute. So this is not a resave every round. It is a frightened for 1 minute, but there is a way to turn it off. So just remember that frightened creatures have disadvantage on all ability checks, which is really important for the last paragraph, and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. Meaning that you can use this dragon as a kind of battlefield control with the frightened ability, because you can move this thing around. So they're frightened for 1 minute if they fail that save. Wizards can get this spell at 15th level. Bards technically could get this spell at 18th level. And with both of those, you should have a DC of around a 20. Okay? If the frightened creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight, but remember, it cannot go closer. So if it ends its turn where it doesn't have line of sight to the illusion, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself on a success. But it's still a wisdom saving throw, and most creatures have a pretty bad wisdom saving throw bonus. Okay. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 60 feet, so you could move it closer to something, or you can move it to where it may have hidden. If it's still frightened, it's going to remain frightened because it's now going to be able to see it. At any point during its movement, you can cause it to exhale a blast of energy in a 60-foot cone originating from its space. When you create the dragon, choose a damage type. So when you create it, you got to choose a damage type, and then it can frighten your enemies. And the damage type is acid, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, and poison. That's up to you on what you want. Each creature in the cone must make an intelligence saving throw, which is my favorite saving throw out of all the saving throws, or take 7d6 damage. Not a great amount of damage. 7d6 damage, for those that are wondering, on average is, I think, around 24 points of damage on average. Pretty much most creatures are going to take that 24 points of damage because they are going to fail that intelligence saving throw, especially for one that should be as high as it should be, which is around a 20. So they got to make an intelligence saving throw, or they take full damage, otherwise they take half damage. So the illusion is tangible because of the shadow stuff, blah, blah, blah. But attacks miss it automatically, so you can't attack it. It succeeds on all saving throws, and it is immune to all damage and conditions. So you can't actually destroy this thing. However, a creature can use its action to examine the dragon, can determine that it is an illusion by succeeding on an intelligence investigation check against your spell DC, which should be a 20. But I'm going to go up to the second paragraph, and remember, frightened, if they are frightened, they have disadvantage on ability checks. This is an ability check, so they should have disadvantage, so it should be very, very, very hard for them to figure out that this is a dragon. If a creature discerns the illusion for what it is, a creature can see through it and has advantage on saving throws against its breath. That doesn't mean, so it knows it's semi-real, but it doesn't, it can't avoid the breath weapons. Okay, So let's talk about pros and cons. Pro, it is a somatic component only. That's pretty good. It lasts for 1 minute, and you do want to concentrate on this. It is based off of wisdom and intelligence saving throws, two of the best saves. It would be better if it was charisma and intelligence, but they're both pretty hard to overcome. It is a bonus action breath weapon every turn with a 60-foot cone. That, or every round, basically, on your turn. That is pretty awesome. And the frightened condition. Now, one thing you do need to remember about the frightened condition, it only happens when the thing appears. It doesn't happen every round. Some cons, you do have to concentrate on this spell. Unfortunately, the frightened condition only happens once. So if they make that wisdom saving throw, they're not frightened. And then they can figure out that it's not wholly real with a regular intelligence investigation check. The damage is for an 8th level spell is kind of low, but it in itself is not taking any damage, and it is a bonus action to do that 24.5 average damage. So all in all, that itself is not bad. This, in my opinion, is the perfect spell for a simulacrum. So we've gone over this spell before. It is a wizard spell, but bards can get this spell too. You create your simulacrum. So if you're not using the simulacrum wish cheese, you can have this spell memorized. That is, you can have Illusory Dragon memorized. You cast simulacrum. The simulacrum has this spell. And then you rest the next day and you regain all your spells. And then when you go into combat, your simulacrum can cast Illusory Dragon and can concentrate on this spell, while you may want to cast something else like Dominate Monster or something else where you can concentrate on something different. And your simulacrum is now controlling the Illusory Dragon, and you are concentrating on other things. So now all of a sudden you've got a free dragon running around with a bonus action 7d6 damage in a 60-foot cone. The simulacrum could be casting things like fireballs and lightning bolts, etc., etc., and you could be concentrating on a different spell, also casting fireballs and lightning bolts. So all in all, those two things are massive combinations of things. Now for wizards, I like the School of Divination Wizard, of course, because of the portent, and at this ability, you're going to be getting 3 of those portent dice, so you could potentially have 3 really low rolls, and I would say that you want to use a low roll on that frightened condition, because the frightened condition kind of sets a lot of other things up to where it can't move forward. You kind of control its movement. It's got disadvantage on ability checks, so it can't tell that the dragon is an illusion easily. Not that it could anyway, but it really makes that check abysmally hard. And then it has disadvantage on any attacks it would make. So all in all, I'm giving this a B+. Pretty good spell. It really is better if it's cast by a simulacrum. And that's what I got for everybody today, and I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.